Our chosen star for the final Dyson Sphere project is due for a special visit this episode, but first, we need to ensure deuterium is being properly refined and exported from Albrami 2. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So, as I said at the beginning of the last episode, what I'm going to do to kick off this one, we're going to do a couple of things. It's going to be kind of hilarious, but at the same time, necessary. One of the technologies that's coming up very soon will allow us to actually pile resources directly out of a logistics station, by the way. Some of you may have mentioned that in the comments for the next one. I've mentioned it in past episodes, or in the comments for the last one, excuse me. I've mentioned it in comments on past episodes, but it's something that we haven't had the ability to do just yet, but will have the ability to do soon. So what I'm going to do is start bringing in hydrogen as much as I possibly can. And that technology upgrade, when it arrives, will enable me... Hang on, let's go for about... there. When it arrives, it will enable me to bring even more hydrogen through these stacks and make these deuterium refiners that I'm building now even more effective than they are at the moment. So that's something to look forward to. But for now, let me go ahead and build... and we'll just do a pair of pilers, same way there. Okay, and those are powered, thankfully. I don't need to do anything special there. So the only thing remaining to do... So we could do this a couple of different ways. There's not really a place to input these onto the existing line, so it almost demands an entirely new line, which is kind of what I was hinting at in the last episode. So... let's see. Let's just do a ground level splitter. Looks like we can sneak a line past without needing to corral it in any way. More of that advantage that I was talking about not long ago. And then we will go ahead and build this way. Just kidding. We might need to move it slightly. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's put it... well, maybe I can move... yeah. I'm going to keep it here. I'm just going to move that guy. Because you don't need to be there. You can be a little bit closer. Like... wait. Oh, apparently not. Hang on. That's very interesting. So... you're not letting me build this here. Okay, you'll let me build it there, which is good enough, I guess. That will replace the function the other one was fulfilling, and let's go ahead and continue bringing this line around. And once again, we have the same problem here. Let's delete you. No, 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 no. I want you to be closer, and for whatever reason, it's so interesting that it's being finicky about the placement of these. Okay, well, crap. Colliding with what other object? Oh, there we go. That doesn't fully fix it, though. Maybe I can delete the line and rebuild it this way. So, once again, I'm eating my words a little bit. For the most part, Dyson Sphere Program, for the overwhelming most part, Dyson Sphere Program is an incredibly well-engineered game, but every now and then you get edge cases like this where stuff that should build just doesn't. So I guess what I can do is build one on this side. How about that? And then it looks like I might need to do... yeah, let's just do a Tesla tower there and problem solved. No need to overthink it. Okay. There are those. And let me make sure I can go ahead and provide some of that hydrogen that's now sitting in my inventory. There's that. Now these will be positioned somewhat differently, obviously. So let's just do a fresh line of these. I'll set one up and then set up the deuterium line that it's going to connect to. So just like so. With a sorter like that. We will copy the recipe. And then what we need to do is have a deuterium output line here. And it looks like it'll mostly work for me to just elevate. Perfect. I'll deal with where exactly that goes in a moment. All right, so that's pretty easy to remember. I'm just going to follow this line here. And then go one up from that line, and we'll be in place. Oh wait, hang on. Let me make sure I'm not elevating it unnecessarily. Oh, I see what was happening. It's because of the soil. There's so much thick soil on this planet. I'm getting soil pile every single time I build. It's been very useful, as we saw on Leonis Minoris 2. Oh, wait. Let's go ahead and build that output first. There we go. Now I should be able just to build repeated numbers of... What are you talking about? Why can't you build there? Collide with other object. Really? Really? Okay. Well, we'll deal with that momentarily. Alright, we're out of building range. Let's go ahead and just... Okay. That one satellite substation is going to prevent me from doing what I want to do here. So we need to put this down here like we did the other one, and it should be fine. After all that trouble earlier, you make me move you anyway. So rude. All right. See, that one works. Why doesn't that one block anything? Anyway, I'll stop complaining. Let's go ahead and place you here. And then just a few more, one or two. Yep, exactly two more. Perfect. And we will need to do a little bit of additional work. There we go. So that's fully connected now. How are we doing power-wise on the local planet? All right, we're consuming a lot of power, but we are still well below threshold, which is what I wanted. Oh, that one hasn't even been built yet. All right, fix that problem. Now, let's go ahead and bring this deuterium into storage. I would say if I can bring it into that first storage there, perfect. It's going to go right down in. So that tower is going to fill up real fast. Now it looks like that has completely emptied us of hydrogen, which is great, which means we're bringing in tons of hydrogen from other worlds, including Alpha Andromeda 2. Which will help ensure production on that planet stays solid. Let's actually take a quick look at that, shall we? We can glance at this from a distance. So you can see over the last... Actually didn't change too much there. Which is good. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see some huge spike in power. So I'm glad that that is not the case. So definitely more deuterium storage will be necessary here until we start consuming deuterium for other means. So we can use those for deuteron fuel rods, which are very helpful for power generation, which might be one way to consume some of the deuterium that I am producing. But now that we've got that sorted, let's make the long-planned trek to Gakrux. Again, the primary purpose of having all that deuterium is not necessarily because I need the deuterium, but because I need to turn my hydrogen into something else. So I might eventually find a way to build a bunch of deuterium fuel rods, deuteron fuel rods, in order to provide power for worlds in certain situations. But it's just an example of what you can do in Dyson Sphere Program. Whether or not you use all of the resources perfectly or effectively literally doesn't matter. All right, so did I label Gacrux already? I don't think I did. So let's find it. There it is. Went right to it. Let's always show that label. And there she is, 16.77 light years away. We should have all the materials on hand that are necessary to get started here. So I'm just going to dive in. We're going to need a fair amount of production capacity here. And we may need to export some solar sails from other worlds if we're not going to build them directly on Gacrux, which is also possible. Thankfully, though, we will not have to build an entire array of ray receivers this time. At least not as soon. That's certainly important to do from a Dyson Sphere because that's how you collect the energy. But we already are using the Alrami system to achieve the major step of the production of antimatter. All right, we are arriving. Let's head straight for Gacrux 1, just because it's going to be nice and close to the star, and I want to see what it's like. Oh boy, that is a big boy. Oh wow. I think we have actually been here once already, it's just been a while. All right, so Gacrux 1 is this... Okay. This is a volcanic ash planet. Nice. So we have sulfuric acid here. We can get ridiculous amounts of solar energy here. I don't think I've been here. This seems new. Let's see how big the star looks from here. Oh my god. So it's possible to orbit even closer than this, and to actually be within the corona of a supermassive star like this. But the reason we want our Dyson Sphere here is that this particular system, this particular star, is incredibly bright and will produce a ton of power. So with that in mind, let's visit some of the other planets in the system and see perhaps which one would be best for our platform. I've been focused on so many other things in recent episodes that I genuinely can't recall if we've been here before. So I do remember that I was excited to see Gacrux 2 had 2 moons. That's really cool. So we have a hurricane stone forest and a lava planet. And it looks like there's another world even beyond that, Gacrux 5, a frozen tundra planet way out there. So this is interesting. Kimberlite ore and fire ice. Ooh, that's and lots of basic materials, including a little bit of coal. Not a lot of coal. Huge amounts of fractal silicon on Gacrux 4. Like ridiculous amounts. Which is a hurricane stone forest planet, just like Alrami 2. And Gacrux 3 is a lava planet. Lava moon, I should say. So this is an interesting choice, because I don't really want to have one of these planets for our production platform. It doesn't make sense. The reason it doesn't make sense is you've seen it for the entire series in Alpha Andromeda. So when we have the electromagnetic rail ejectors, the EM rail ejectors, firing solar sails out around a star, if there's an orbiting body that the moon, or planet, in this case definitely moon, is launching those solar sails, is going around, if you're revolving around a gas giant like this, then occasionally that gas giant is going to stop you from having a steady flow. So we could counter this in different ways. We could use one of these two worlds, or we can set up a solar sail apparatus on both of these moons, making it less likely that we'll have like a strong stoppage, which we could totally do. I mean, it's Dyson Sphere Program. We can do this however we want. Alternatively, like I said, we could pick one of these. So we can either have a very nearby apparatus, which I think this is probably the way I'm going to go, or we can have the far away one. And I kind of like the idea of using this nearby world to get the job done. So let's head back. Yep, I've made up my mind. Let's go to Gacrix 1. As cool as it would be, again, I want to get this sphere built and go ahead and put a cap on this series. This is a really rapidly orbiting planet, by the way. Notice that I had to speed up to catch up to it. Okay, so ridiculous amounts of solar power available here. Do I not have solar panels available? Son of a gun. All right, hang on. We know what we're doing. Let's go back. I'm going to fly back to Alpha Andromeda and land on Alpha Andromeda, what was it, 3? It's been so long since I've been to that planet. We're going to land on Alpha Andromeda 3. We're going to grab some solar panels. And then we're going to build a basic equatorial ring to get power going. I actually might not do an equatorial ring in this case. I'll think about it. It just depends on what I want to do with... I kind of like the idea of having the guns in an equatorial ring, the EM rail ejector. We're just going to call them guns. Can we agree? Any objections in the comments? Can we just call them guns? They're guns. They even have a sight at the top, even though no one's aiming them. They're computer aimed. They have a sight built in, just, I don't know, for funsies. Don't know why they did that. It's fantastic, though. Notice how easy it is to warp 16 light years now. We're barely going to consume half of our battery here, maybe a little bit more than that, but we're already entering the outer edges of Alpha Andromeda, and we are rapidly approaching home. Hello. Oh, wait. No. Not where I'm going. Not where I'm going. I am going... That's right. It was Alpha Andromeda 4. That's what was throwing me off. 3 is the planet that I've... It's pretty much the bastard child of this series. It's the planet that I've barely used for the entire series. Alright, let's land here. And where are my solar panels? They're coming. Immediately. Now, interestingly, I'm not seeing any... What's your deal? What are you short on here? Copper? Really? Okay, hang on. Glad I visited. It has been a while, hasn't it? Alright, so iron is stopped up here. We still have 75,000 here to mine, so tell you what. I'm going to get back over to that system as soon as I possibly can. I don't want to be sitting here microing this planet any longer. And this planet has been the bane of my existence for this entire series. Alright. So there's a little bit more iron, but it looks like what we really need, ideally... Yeah. Let's go ahead and delete all 3 of these for a moment. And we're going to delete that, and let's go ahead and build a proper titanium mine on top here. Alright, now, ironically, I've just adjusted iron and titanium, but what is actually short on this planet, I need to do the same here. Let's go ahead and do it. What's actually short here is... Hang on. The copper. Glad I built these additional mines, though. This was needed. Okay, there's those. I'm just going to connect these to the old lines. Efficiency be damned. Which could be the title for the entire series. Okay. Now, obviously, we're not actually short, excuse me, on titanium here. We're short on copper. So, are we actually completely out of copper here? Was I not importing copper here already? Do I not have it hooked up for this very purpose? That's what this is, yes? Or was it just coming from a line down here that's since been depleted? It has been. Well, it still has some, but hang on, we need to delete this entirely. Let's do a little bit of renovating here. This is some of the last of the copper on this planet, so really what I need to do is set it up to import copper, and I have that set up already. So that's completely doable. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and order this one to run at 300 times speed so that we can get as much copper as we can out of that. But I think what I need to do here is go ahead and give the order. Okay, yeah, I'm sitting on copper that's just not being brought up. Holy crap. I didn't realize I hadn't connected it. All right. Well, this problem is easily solved. This is something that should have been taken care of a while back, and I just didn't realize that it wasn't connected. So that's completely my bad. Let's get that resolved. And this will make a huge difference. Because this is partially affecting our output of electromagnetic turbines, which is highly annoying. All right, so what I'm going to do is just... Yeah, this is happening. This is happening. We're doing it. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, so now within moments, copper should be flowing again here. Now, if I recall, I did set up silicon properly here, and you can tell that everything else is backed up here. So we've just been out of copper here for a while and paying the price. But now that that situation is resolved, I've got my freaking solar panels. Let's go back to Gacrux, shall we? That situation should recover on its own with the amount of work I've put into that planet. Damn it. Let's head to Gacrux, and anything else I can take care of on the way? Probably not. I've got, like, everything I need. So this is going to be fairly rapid. The main thing is just setting up the production mechanism for solar sails. I probably will build more of my own here, just so that I don't pull from what's going on in Alrami. Won't take long to do. We already have them set up to import. One of the really nice things about the next couple of episodes of the series is you're going to see me leaning in really hard on all of the apparatus that I've built up to this point. Now, that could backfire spectacularly in some ways, but for the most part, you're just going to see things operate really smoothly in terms of the arrival of resources and things that we need to get things going, which is going to make things fun. So we're just going to take this one step at a time, flying straight back to Gacrux 1. Recall that we will have to come out of warp and be moving pretty fast. Hello. All Alright, thankfully, I think it was actually approaching us as we came in warp there. So that's even scarier almost, when you leave warp and the planet is flying toward you. Oh my god. Just that thought is a shiver. Okay. Good to see my blueprints are still in place. I just changed my default Dyson Sphere Program save directory not long ago, so that I could free up space on my main drive. Sorry, that's completely irrelevant to the series, but it's good to see the blueprints are still there. Because I was wondering about that. Alright, so I'm gonna go a little bit nuts here. Well, I don't need to, actually. I'm just gonna do 2 solar panels, because this planet has so much solar power potential that 2 full rows will be more than enough. Now, of course, these won't be connected to each other right away, but that can be solved relatively quickly. Of course. So we've got 1 blocked there, sadly. Really? Is that all I have? Wow. Used them all up. Although I might need to pull them into my inventory. That might be the issue. I might not have done that. Otherwise, I might just need to make some solar panels here, because I'm surprised they're already gone. I must not have pulled them into my inventory. That's gotta be it. Let's take a look. That's what it is. Okay. Question answered. Alright, and now in order to connect these two, all I have to do is have... Well, tell you what, let's use one of these, because I don't want to mess with anything on the equator itself. So if I put a single satellite... Watch this. A single satellite substation will actually connect to both lines and fully synchronize everything here. So let's watch our power output as I go around here. We're going to go to the local planet. This will be satisfying to watch. Now, mind you, we're going to have antimatter fuel cells brought in here. I haven't forgotten about that. Antimatter fuel cells will absolutely help. But this is just to start, so that there's power production in place and that resources can be rapidly brought in. The next thing I will need to build is an appropriate amount of EM rail ejectors, because I'm going to have EM rail ejectors around the entire center of this planet. I mean, it's interesting because I could make a case for having them at slightly more of an angle, because when they're on the equator, especially this close to the star, the only ones that are going to be firing actively are going to be the ones that are... Yeah, I might actually have them closer to the poles, because if I have them on the poles, I'll have to look at the planet's orbital inclination and kind of figure it out very specifically. Yeah, I'm going to have them closer to the poles. I still want... I'm glad I have this set up here the way I do, but I will have those closer to the poles. All right, do I have EM rail ejectors? I have 23. Oh, no, I have more than 23. I have 53. Nice. That's not a bad start. That's not a bad start at all. What do I need to build them? I think I need solar cells to actually build them, don't I? Oh, no, I don't. Are you serious? This is unexpected. Please, build more. I appreciate you. Okay. Well, that helps. But first, let's see, where's that? Here it is. So let's go ahead and start running a line of these up to the pole. Oh, perfect. We've got a common line here. Oh, sheer luck. I happen to be running it up along the line that, despite the fact that we're changing latitudes, notice that this particular line that I'm placing them on is remaining straight. This is part of the optimization that the team did over a year ago now, it feels like, to make this problem, well, less of a problem. Because you can see it just lining up. And all right, it does break off here, but that's really satisfying, because now we're almost to the pole, and I can go ahead and build my transport station. of which I have 20. All right, so we're going to have one of those there. We'll also have one on the other pole for sure. So next order of business is just to place one of these straight down. Yeah, let's just have it right there. It's nice and satisfying. Straight line up from the equator. So this is built. Let's now... No. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, that's annoying. I just reset that setting. There we go. All right, now a couple things we need to do. We need to get warpers. Did I ever fully set up... I don't think I ever fully set up building warpers from gravity matrices, did I? I didn't. Still good to know that we can do that. I'll use that for future reference. Might not use it in this series because we're just at the point where... I mean, is it necessary? No, probably not. But that is definitely worth knowing now that I understand that for the context of future series. So... first things first, let's go ahead and get some of these. Well, there's a few things we can do. Let me set that up to pull those drones. And we will import warpers. Remote demand. Wow. Immediate shipment starts coming in. That's nice. Okay, we will also import... antimatter. So that's on the way. We're not going to use it just yet, but it's going to be important to have that handy. So the next thing that I want to do, let's think. Yeah, let's go ahead and place the other one at the other pole. Since I have this perfect line to follow, I'm just going to... I could even blueprint it, actually. Oh, I could blueprint it. I could so blueprint it. All right. All right, so if I... go like so. Oh wait, hang on, I didn't quite... What I need to do is this. Okay, so now it's got everything. And hopefully I'll be able to... I should be able to reverse the direction of that, I think. So I'm just going to use a silly label for it. Hang on, let's... yeah. There we go. Save blueprint. And now what that enables me to do... oh, interesting. Why do you force me to place it like that? That doesn't make sense. What if I... no, that doesn't do anything. Alright, well, evidently that's not working, and I don't want to waste a lot of time with it, so... let's just use this approach instead. Same as we did before. Now, which... let me go with the same line, at least. So it looks like... 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Now we're just going to follow the same principle. Take these as far as they can each time until they break, like that. And that should be enough. Yep, beautiful. So let's place you here. And you there. Go ahead and set those up. Now, in this case, what I want to do is I want to have the space warpers demanded locally. So we're going to go ahead and say local demand, and they're going to go get some so that they don't have to be imported directly to 2 different interstellar stations, which is lovely, can I just say. Alright, and now I have multiple EM rail ejectors to build, but it is also the 35-minute mark for this episode. So, how much power am I producing here right now? Actually, the solar panels right now are not doing as much as I would have thought. I mean, I guess I'm just used to having better power production at this point, to be honest. I think that's what's going on. But once we start importing antimatter fuel rods, which we've already started doing, once we start burning them, maybe even once I start burning some of those deuteron fuel rods that I'm going to make so that we can use the deuterium that I'm producing, then we should see this planet producing a lot more power. But then we will very soon be able to do, I think at the beginning of the next episode, I'm going to spend some time looking at the exact configuration of this planet so that I can figure out the best angle that these can be placed at. Because I think it's probably going to be better to have EM rail ejectors like roughly here in a ring, and then in the same place at the other pole. Right now we're at the South Pole, but if we go to the North Pole, we want them in the same place. And the reason for that is it's more likely that even when they're in broad daylight, like at noon, so to speak, because the sun will be at a certain position in the sky, the star will be at a certain position in the sky, they'll still be able to fire. Equatorial EM railguns, only the ones that are really at dawn and dusk, will be able to fire. And then once we start reaching noon, what's going to happen is this. The star is going to be right overhead. The EM railgun is not going to be able to look at it, and you're going to have the same problem we're having right now. We can't keep looking at the star. So that's what we want to avoid, and that's what I'm going to try and figure out at the beginning of the next episode as we begin the process of our Dyson Sphere's construction. Finally! Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.